Yes. Okay. You good?
This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. This meeting of May 20th, 2024 was published in the Courier News and Star Ledger and placed on the borough's website. Notice of this meeting was also placed on the bulletin board at Borough Hall. This meeting is called to order in accordance
Sorry.
with the Open Public Meetings Law.
So good, we got to hear it twice.
A copy of this notice is available to the public, and a copy of the statement shall be included in the minutes of this meeting. Mayor Brian Gallagher.
Here.
Council members, Teresa Bonner is excused this evening. Glenn Deney.
Here.
Tom Mitchell.
Here.
Randy Pitts.
Here.
Gina Stravic.
Here.
Roger Vroom.
Here. Please stand for the salute, and I'd like to ask Chief Barry to come forward and please lead us in the salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief. All right, motion for approval of the minutes of May 6, 2024.
So moved. Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members, Glenn Deney.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Departmental reports are as noted. Girls' Night Out has passed, another successful evening, so that can be taken off of the agenda items. And just a quick correction on the Memorial Day Parade. It has an 8:30 a.m. start. It's actually 8:15 down at Culver and East High Street. We'll begin the parade with memorial service at 8:15 at Culver and East High. Proclamations. So we are lucky to have here tonight a number of representatives from the rescue squad. And they come in each year, sometimes more than once a year, and always a welcome sight. It is Emergency Medical Services Week, May 19th through 25th. And, you know, a lot of folks don't know that, that we're still a volunteer squad. I think we are the oldest inland, the third oldest inland squad in the state? Country. Oh, all right. So, who was? Okay. So, it's always a pleasure to have representatives of the squad here. I'd actually ask if you'd maybe just come up and line up front here, if that's possible. If.
You want us to face you?
And if you would, and if you don't mind, just introducing yourselves, because I think it's important that our community understand who the volunteers are in Somerville. So we'll start to your right, my left.
Okay. My name is Jessica Decker. I've been on the squad for 12 years and about a year as an EMT.
I'm Lori Herbst. I've been on the squad almost 3 years. I will be an EMT 2 years, almost 2 years.
Fred Bacilio, yesterday marked my 25th year.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great.
Oh, me, Lorraine Patel, I'm a life member of the squad. I've been there too long.
Alice Condo, EMS deputy chief, been there 15 years now.
Steve Wyman, 21 years on the squad, I served as the president.
Awesome.
Jim Barry, 42 years on the squad, EMT for 20, currently serving as chief.
And how many times have you served as chief?
Too many. No.
Well, I know I speak on behalf of the council that it's a pleasure to have you protecting our town. When we go to sleep at night, we know that when we make a call, if we should happen to have to make a call, that our squad comes running. And the nice thing about having our own squad, as opposed to just an ambulance service, is that the people responding are your neighbors, they're your friends. The amount of times that I've had people tell me, you know, it was so gratifying, you know, I fell down, some have heart attacks, some stopped breathing, and we've had a number of folks actually come here to sing the praises of the squad for, you know, just being nice or as much as saving my life. And you deal with everything in between, with grace, with style, with knowledge, and with professionalism. And that's pretty cool. There's not a whole lot of towns that have that. You know, you look around, and a lot of towns have ambulance service. It's, you know, it's not personal, it's not community-driven. You're at every football game, you're at every community event, you're a staple at our bike races. So, you know, it's not just responding to a call for emergency, it's responding every day to what does the community need. And I think that's very important for our public to understand. So, with that, because they can't hear me unless I speak directly into this, so I'm going to speak it and then I'll come down and present it to you. So, whereas emergency medical services is an essential public safety service, and whereas the members of the Somerville Rescue Squad are ready to provide life-saving emergency medical care and technical rescue services to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency medical care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas the mainstay of the Somerville's emergency medical services system is volunteer in nature, and whereas the men and women and cadets of Somerville Rescue Squad provide over 10,000 hours of community service to the citizens of Somerville, and whereas the Somerville Rescue Squad answered the call for help over 1,700 times, and whereas it is appropriate to recognize, value, and support the accomplishments of the Somerville Rescue Squad. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Brian Gallagher, Mayor of the Borough of Somerville, recognize the extraordinary efforts of the men and women of the Somerville Rescue Squad, as well as their ongoing accomplishments and commitment to our community, do hereby proclaim May 19th through 25th as Emergency Medical Services Week in the Borough of Somerville. Thank you and congratulations. Gina, do you have anything you want to add? As Gina is the liaison to the rescue squad.
Well, I know better than most. I've lived their work. My husband is former chief and president and life member. So certainly I've been woken up with you guys and helped out whenever I could. So I know the work you do, and as Brian couldn't have said any better. You're the lifeblood of our community in terms of public safety, along with our police and fire. So thank you for your good work.
Thank you.
The shy guy. I present you with great thanks on behalf of our entire community and the Borough Council
Thank you
for
very
all
much.
of the work that the squad does and all the men and women who represent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You don't want to say?
We might have to call Brian.
Yeah, I know.
You got an agenda thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have a proclamation raising awareness regarding period poverty and recognizing Period Poverty Awareness Week, May 20 through 28, 2024. Kevin, can you get that to the appropriate folks?
Sure, will do.
Thank you. Let's go into committee reports. We'll start off to my left. Tom?
Okay, Mayor. Two items here. First of all, the veterans will be holding Rolling Thunder this Sunday, May 26th. They will pass through Somerville on motorcycles and other vehicles around noon to 1 p.m. They will take Mountain Avenue to West End Avenue and then proceed down Main Street to Findurn Avenue. Also, New Jersey Transit has announced that refunds will be made available for unused one-way bus, rail, and light rail tickets purchased prior to June 1st of 2024. Tickets purchased on or after June 1st must be used by July 31st, and they will not be eligible for refunds. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Gina?
So, kind of a lot to report here today. Board of Health met on Wednesday. Just some highlights from that meeting. Number one, they're working with the county health department to set up programs for our municipality. We did have some presence at the fair, Green Fair in April. Also, they've been doing their food inspections, so feel safe that we're taking care of like that. And then there's a number of housing complaints and public assistance that they have taken care of for us. So those seem to be the leading pieces of their work for us. The county health department represents us for health officials. So that's what's going on there. And then the rescue squad was here, but they did also provide a report. Their year-to-date, we have 495 calls. Primary, the calls are in three main categories: sick, fall, and respiratory. So that's mainly what they're going out for. I would suspect a lot of elderly. So fall safety is something I think the Board of Health the Board of Health Committee needs to work on. And then lastly, I have a resolution. I'll be attending a dinner for the planned, one of our local companies that deals with the disabled. And they are honoring one of our former residents at Planned Lifetime Assistance. Terry Beer, which I know her at, she was an active community citizen before moving out of town, but she'll be honored at their dinner later this week, or next week. So a lot going on.
Great. Thank you. Glenn?
Thanks. Thank you, Mayor. So Environmental Commission met last Tuesday, and we have a couple of good things to report. I think I mentioned last time we met that we had some flags planted in our parks. Well, those flags have been replaced, thankfully, with 150 well-growing trees. So thank you especially to DPW, as well as the Somerville High School Environmental Club came out to help with some of them, and Girl Scout troops, all local Girl Scout troops came and helped as well. So we're excited to see those grow, and hopefully they'll get a good season in. I noticed that some were already flowering, so it's great.
It's great.
In addition to that, we did also have 16 street trees planted. We're always looking for additional funding to try to get more. We had, I think it was over 60 applications for street trees, so still looking to help fulfill some more of that need as well. And then lastly, the J. Scott Community Garden had a great opening day, and seems to be the beds are being planted and is starting out as a great success. So looking forward to see what grows there this summer. As always, we meet the second Tuesday right here in the Civic Center, but the time has changed to 7 p.m. So come a little bit earlier, and we'll see you June 11th.
Great.
That's all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Randy?
Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned earlier, this past Thursday, the annual DSA's Girls' Night Out event was a huge success, with excited crowds lining up for the fun activities. This year's theme, 80s versus 90s, added more excitement from the business owners and attendees. The DSA will send out a survey this week for feedback on the event to all the participating merchants. Our upcoming summer events include Friday Cruise Nights, which should start this Friday, Summer Concert Series, the Arts and Crafts Fair, and Summer Movie Nights. We look forward to a busy and eventful packed summer. For more information, please check out the DSA website at downtownsomerville.org. That's all I have.
Great. All right, thank you. Roger?
From Recreation, just a reminder that registration is currently open for Michael Lepp Pool. Registration is free and available to residents only. Registration must be done in advance to obtain your 2024 badge. There is a flyer on the website. The Family Fun Ride, again, as was mentioned before, will be at 8 a.m. on Memorial Day morning. Registration is $5 per family, and you can do that online, or you can do it in person on the day of the event, but just as a reminder, cash only on the day of the event. And at this time, it is expected that spray parks will be open as of June 1st.
Okay, awesome, great. All right, thank you. At this point, we will open the meeting to the public. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Council members Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell, Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay. Public portion is now open. Please state your name and address for the record, and please address your comments to me.
Hi,
Hi.
My name is Mark Pansick. I live in 215 East Main Street. I just had, I guess, a couple of simple questions. I think it might have been mentioned in the last meeting, but I'm not clear on like how someone or how these resolutions come up or the ordinances, like how are they initiated? And I think one of the reasons that I'm asking is I was looking at the agenda yesterday, specifically about the OPRA modernization, and like what I'm seeing on the agenda today is very different from what there was maybe a few days ago. And so I just wanted some clarity on what that process was.
Can you
And
tell me what's different?
I remember reading that, you know, the argument for it was that there was a financial burden from the, I guess, from people abusing the system. And I guess it is written here, but there's a lot more information here that, you know, are actually really good reasons. And, you know, I was going to initially come up and, you know, ask if we could have more explanation as to what those costs were. But, you know, now that it's changed, I'm just kind of confused as to what the process is and how I could get that information, or when I know that it's finalized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions or comments?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you so
very much. Any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll close the public session and ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Council members Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
So, a few questions in there. I'll deal with the broader question first about resolutions and ordinances. Obviously, the business of government, we deal with day-to-day challenges, and at times we have to make adjustments to the ordinances that we have on the books. Some ordinances deal with, as you can see on this one, we have ordinances dealing with the alcoholic beverage licenses. We have some that deal with the salary ranges of all of the borough employees. All of those have to be done in an open public forum. And if it's an ordinance, it must be read into the record on a first reading, an initial reading. And then we wait 2 weeks, and then we can have an adoption, a hearing, a public hearing and an adoption. We do something a little bit differently. I do something a little bit differently. You do not have to have public comment at the initial introduction phase. I actually encourage people to come and comment at the introduction phase, because I think it's good for council to understand if there are supporters or detractors from that ordinance that's being adopted. So it's the business of the borough, and the ordinances are done by, it's basically writing it into law. Resolutions are the policies of council, and we take those on a case-by-case basis. Some of those resolutions are brought forward by council members, some are brought forward by myself, some are brought forward by staff and administration, and some are recommended by the public. And we take each of those and we craft an agenda based upon what we feel is appropriate for this body to weigh in on. And that's what we do. In regards to the OPRA, I don't know that it has changed. The language has changed. What I can tell you is that the legislation for the OPRA reforms has passed, it's on the governor's desk. They're not an infringement of the general public's ability to obtain public information. Over the course of time, the commercial side of OPRA has seen some abuses, not in every instance, but has seen some abuses. So I think what the government, what the state legislature is trying to address are some of those abuses, so that the onus of private business isn't placed upon the taxpayer of public business. And in addition, they're also addressing some of the legal fees that are associated with it. So what's interesting is when you have the New Jersey Conference of Mayors and the New Jersey State League of Municipalities in agreement on legislation, which has passed both houses now, it's legislation that it has been softened a bit from, I believe, from what it was originally intended to be. And some of the provisions we're taking out. I couldn't tell you exactly what those provisions are. But that's kind of the general thought behind it. Rarely do we make changes. We do have some changes that we make to the agenda. We will publish an agenda typically on a Thursday or a Friday. We actually have one walk-on. Sometimes the business of government needs to move a little quicker, and so we have a walk-on for a seasonal laborer for our DPW. So we have one walk-on. I'm not a fan of walk-ons because I'd like to give council as much time to, and the public as much time to review those resolutions as possible. But sometimes the business of government warrants a walk-on agenda. So hope that answers some of your concerns. So I appreciate you coming out. Thank you. Let's go into ordinances for public hearing and adoption. Ordinance number 2733 is amending ordinance number 2716, Chapter 45, Alcoholic Beverages, Article 1, Licensing Regulations, Section 7, Fees, subsection A, paragraphs 3, 7, and 8. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing on 2733 is now open. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Closed.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 2733 is closed. Motion for adoption, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2734 is authorizing a standing historic advisory committee. This puts into an ordinance the Historic Advisory Committee, which all of us assumed was already a standing committee because it's always been done that way. This just formalizes the process, and there's been no contention behind that whatsoever. So I will ask for a motion to open the public hearing on 2734.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion to adopt. 2734.
Did we close the public hearing?
Did I?
Nope.
We opened it.
Oh,
We have
We
a couple
opened
of
it
members
now.
of the
sorry.
public that I
With
thought
all the
needed-
voting that goes on, I get a little, so, all right, motion to close 2734?
Was
No,
there no,
you
you
gotta
didn't
open
ask
it
the public.
first. Open to the public.
Sorry. But, public hearing on 2734 is now open. Hearing none, we'll close 2734. Motion to close.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion for adoption.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes, sorry.
All right. 2735 is amending the ordinance 2730, establishing a salary range for employee titles to be paid to certain officers and employees of the Borough of Somerville. As I mentioned before, this is just adjusting the salary guide overall to Borough employees. Public hearing, do we have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing on 2735 is now open. Hearing none, we'll close 2735. Motion for closure.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adopt.
So
So
moved?
moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right. Got it. All right. 2736 is amending Chapter 5-73 of the Borough Code entitled Department of Community Development, replacing the Community Development Director term with the title of Land Use Director. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing on 2736 is now open. Hearing none, we'll close 2736. Motion for closure.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adopt, 2736.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, consent resolutions. I have one add-on, which is number 172, which is approving the Nicholas Draben to be hired as a seasonal laborer at an hourly rate of $18 per hour for the Public Works Department, effective May 27, 2024. I will also pull for further discussion item number 158. Any others that anybody would like to have pulled? Okay. 155, calling for the modernization of the Open Public Records Act and the swift passage of S 2930/A 4045. 156 is authorizing the sale of surplus property, being a 2009 Sterling dump truck through municipal in accordance with the state cooperative pricing system. 157, authorizing the sale of surplus property, being a 2001 Sterling VACCON through municipal in accordance with the state cooperative pricing system. 159, approving Chapter 159 for the State of New Jersey 2024 Recycling Tonnage Grant. 160, approving Chapter 159 from the National Opioid Settlement Trust. 161, authorizing a refund of $2,000 to JSM at East Cliff, Brookside Apartments, East Cliff Street, Block 71, Lot 15, for application withdrawn, submitted for a minor site plan project, as noted. 162 is authorizing a refund of $2,000 to JSM at East Cliff LLC, Brookside Apartments, East Cliff Street, Block 71, Lot 15, for application withdrawn, submitted for a minor site plan project, as noted. 163 is authorizing tax collector Paige Elster to execute electronic tax sale agreement and participate in the 2024 electronic tax sale. 164, approving tax sale cost 2024. 165, authorizing the application to the New Jersey Clean Energy Program Community Energy Planning Grant Program. 166 is approving event permit for Just Another Day to use Carroll Pager Park for adult kickball tournament and giveaways on July 27, rain date August 3rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 167 is awarding a contract with 1075 Emergency Lighting to purchase a base model Tahoe as noted. 168 is appointing Erin Rosenberg to serve on the Municipal Alliance Commission and Youth Services Committee. 169 is authorizing opioid settlement funds to be used for Challenge Day 2025. 170 is authorizing the Borough of Somerville to apply for an Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, Emergency Management Agency Assistance, EMAA, with the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety, Office of the Attorney General, in the amount of $10,000. 171 is appointing Hyun J. Lee to serve as alternate prosecutor for special DUI sessions. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right. You know what? I didn't read out 172, so I will take 172 as its own. So 172 is approving Nicholas Draben to be hired as a seasonal laborer at an hourly rate of $18 per hour for the Public Works Department effective May 27. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, and 158 is accepting the retirement resignation of Manuel Garcia effective July 1, 2024, end of business June 28, 2024. Manny was here, Captain Garcia was here our last meeting, and he has had an unbelievable career here in Somerville. I think he was 32 years, was it? No, 28 years, sorry. 28 years with the borough. And, you know, he's one of these men who quietly goes about his job, and he does it extremely, extremely well. He has been nothing but an asset to this borough. He's conducted himself as a stellar officer at all points. He's also a United States Marine, just an incredible guy. I don't know that we can thank him enough for his service to our community, and we wish him well, we wish him Godspeed. We're sorry to see him go, but we wish him a wonderful future, so.
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes.
If we all vote no, will that force us to stay?
I'll let the chief know that was a consideration. Do we have a motion to accept with regrets?
Second.
Not getting that from me.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, bills and vouchers.
I make a motion to pay bills and vouchers in the amount of $2,392,558.42.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, and Tom, motion for adjournment, please.
Motion for adjournment.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.